Welcome back to the Utah Olympic Oval for day 2 of the men's competition here in the Southwest Regional. This is event number 4, the one everybody is calling the hundreds. I'm Justin Judkins alongside Games veteran Josh Everett, and this heat, the final of 4 heats, will feature some of the biggest names in CrossFit. Pat Burke, Matt Chan, Chris Spieler, Peter Edgett. The anticipation has been building because these top athletes will be taking on the longest workout of the weekend. There's a 25-minute time cap, and event 4 consists of 4 movements, 100 reps of each movement for a mind-numbing total of 400 reps for the workout. And in talking to a lot of the athletes, like that man, Chris Spieler, they're saying that the hundreds workout is the one that they're dreading the most. So Josh, who should we be keeping an eye on in this workout?
Well, Justin, like all weekend long, I should be on Matt Chan. He's dominated the field so far, and I don't see why it should change during this workout. Additionally, I think Zach Forrest has a very good shot. To me, this lines up as a good workout for him. And of course, Mr. Chris Spieler, trying to qualify for the 7th straight time to go to the CrossFit Games. Fan favorite, eyes are going to be on him on all of these events this weekend.
And these are your top 12 athletes on the leaderboard. And these are all athletes that are accustomed to dealing with pain and pushing through it. And that's exactly what this workout is about. These athletes, there you see Matt Chan chalking up his pull-up bar. And Josh, with just seconds away, obviously the mental preparation, the physical preparation is all done. But they've got a couple seconds to get their mind in the right spot and make those final adjustments mentally. So if you're an athlete, what would you be telling yourself right now?
You're just telling yourself, stick to my game plan. Take each modality one at a time, chip away at it. This is known as a chipper in the CrossFit vernacular. Chip away at each of the movements, execute your plan, and go into. Don't try to think about all the movements coming off at once, because this is, in my opinion, the hardest workout we've ever seen at regionals in the last 3 years here. I did this workout a few weeks ago, and it's pretty painful.
It's a gut check the entire time. Now, when these athletes start, they'll start on the wall balls, and they must complete 100 wall balls. It's a 20-pound ball and a 10-foot target. So they're going to do a front squat and stand up to an overhead press and throw that ball. Then they've got to catch it and go again. That's the first movement. They've got 3 more after that. Then they'll start in on chest-to-bar pull-ups. And it is underway. So after they complete 100 wall ball shots, they will move to the pull-up rig and complete 100 chest-to-bar pull-ups. Then move to the mats where they will complete 100 one-legged squats. They have to alternate legs. And then finally, they get to the dumbbell where they will do 100 one-arm dumbbell snatches. And the snatch is simply taking the weight from the ground to overhead in one movement. Their weight is 70 pounds.
Justin, this is such an exciting heat, action-packed. There are 5 former CrossFit Games individual competitors in this heat. That is amazing. Guys that are trying to go back again and again and again. Spieler, we mentioned he's trying to get his 7th bid. Patrick Burke trying to get his 6th bid. Matt Chan trying to get his 6th bid to the CrossFit Games. Then we have Peter Edgett, who was in the Games in 2010. And we have Zach Forrest, who finished 12th in 2011. Action-packed, a lot of drama, a lot of great athletes hitting this workout.
Well, and not only do we have the experienced side of the house well represented, but we've got the newcomers like this man, Austin Menefee. First regional competition. In fact, he only started CrossFit. It's been less than a year, and this guy is now battling it out with the big dogs in the big heat here in event number 4 at the Southwest Regional. And here are your leaders coming into this event. Look, keep an eye on Matt Chan in lane 6, Chris Spieler lane 7, and of course Sean Hazelton in lane number 8.
Sean Hazelton, a relative newcomer. He was 17th in this region last year, so obviously he's improved his fitness dramatically to be in the top 3 here going into this workout.
So there's a 25-minute time cap, and the time to beat, or the score to beat today, was set in the last heat by Brandon Miracle, 25 minutes and 9 seconds. So he completed 92 snatches. He had 8 left. He got a 1-second penalty for each rep left. And then, of course, stepping on the red finish mat counts as 1 rep. So His score is 25 minutes and 9 seconds. Everybody's fan favorite, Chris Spieler, chipping away at his 100 wall balls. And these are athletes, Josh, that aren't just chasing the best time of the day. Men like Matt Chan in lane 6, Chris Spieler in lane 7, they're looking to take down the top score worldwide for this event. And the top score in this event was set by Jason Khalipa last week in the Northern California Regional. He did it in 20 minutes and 15 seconds, which is just incredible.
That's a blazing time. I don't know that we'll have anybody catch that. We are at altitude here. These longer events going to be a little bit affected by the altitude. So I'm not looking for a sub 20 minute here, although I expect several guys in this heat to finish, which has been an accomplishment in and of itself.
Zach Forrest in the green shirt in lane number 4 has less than 30 reps to complete the wall ball portion of this workout. Then he will move to the pull-up station where he will start in on 100 chest to bar pull-ups. So you mentioned him at the beginning, Josh. Zach Forrest is another athlete to keep an eye on. I know with his experience, he is a guy that's used to pushing it through the pain.
Yeah, and he's done really well at longer events and past regionals and games. So I expect him, he's got a good engine. I know when he gets to those one-legged squats, he's very good at those. I expect a lot out of that man, Zach Forrest, in this particular event.
And he has less than 10 reps left, 9 or 10 reps now. And chipping away, there's Matt Hathcock in the blue shirt, and Matt Hathcock is the first one to complete 100 wall ball shots. He'll start in on his chest to bar pull-ups, and he'll be the first man to do so.
And I'll tell you what, this guy's got to want it. The last 2 years of this regionals, he's finished 4th place. That is one slot out of going to the games. He's going to want to power through this workout in particular. He wants that 3rd and final spot, or 2nd or 1st. He doesn't want to miss the games again.
And there's Matt Chan starting in on his 100 chest to bar pull-ups. Now, when I think of this workout, Josh, there's so many reps, I think of work to rest ratio. And you saw Matt Chan come off the bar, it looked very calculated. It wasn't because he was tired. So define what work to rest ratio is.
So work to rest ratio is the amount of time you spend, for example, right now on the pull-up bar, versus the amount of time that you spend standing and resting. You want to have a plan for what that ratio will be, whether it's going to be X amount of reps or you're going 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. If you notice, Matt Chan, he's got his plan, he's executing it on his own. If you look to the right with Hathcock there, he looks back to the stands to a coach or someone that's feeding him information on when he needs to stop his rest and get back on the bar. So a couple of different strategies, one self-contained, the other one's utilizing coaching.
And we see most athletes doing a butterfly kip. What's the advantage of the butterfly kip?
So butterfly kip's going to be a little bit faster. You get a little circular motion. The rhythm is easier to maintain, or it gets you through that cycle faster. The difficult part with that butterfly is it's more technically difficult. So as you get tired, it becomes harder to execute. Another thing you want to pay attention with technique here is most athletes you're going to see with a fairly wide grip, a wider grip than they normally take. That helps with those last couple inches when you're closing in and touching that chest to the bar. A normal pull-up, you'd have your hands a little closer. With this chest to bar, you want them a little wider to shorten that distance the chest has to go to scrape that bar.
Looking down the line, you see some guys doing the butterfly that you just described, some guys doing a regular kip. And just chipping away, there is Chris Spieler, crowd favorite, no shirt, black shorts. And Chris is in lane number 7, well known for his ability to do pull-ups. In fact, this guy has 106 pull-ups in a row. He's done that before. They
really
weren't chest to bar.
Really calculated not to redline. You don't want to max out that heart rate early in this workout because this is a long workout. A 20 to 25 minute workout, it's definitely got to be paced. This isn't like going out for the 100-meter dash. This is more like going out for your 5K run. You got to be calculated of when you're going to what your pace is and what you're going to have left for the kick at the end of this workout.
Matt Chan working away on 100 chest to bar pull-ups. He is over the halfway mark, completed more than 55 reps.
Matt Chan, last year's defending regional champ, 2nd in the games.
In fact, in every regional that he has competed at, he has won every single one. So he's used to being in the driver's seat, and he came into this event in that driver's seat in 1st place for this event. So he's definitely the guy to keep an eye on. Right next to him in lane number 7, Chris Spieler is another guy to keep your eye on. I would expect him to pull ahead on this pull-up portion of the workout because he knows he's got to have a lead going into the final portion where
we'll see
he's going to do those snatches with 70
in the pink
pounds.
shorts there, we've got Hathcock. He was the first one off the wall balls onto the pull-ups. We'll see if he can maintain that lead. What we've seen in the past heats and events here is the first person off the wall ball generally loses that lead going into the pistols. A little divergence on the areas of fitness that people are good at between the wall balls and the pull-ups.
And Josh, these movements are set in a specific order for a reason. So explain what the body's going through as they advance through these 4 movements.
You know, the wall ball is lower body and upper body, but you're also getting a big cardio burst. Then you go to that pull-up, which is primarily upper body and really fatiguing, especially with the need to concentrate to be accurate and hit that chest to the bar.
Okay, and Chris Spieler now has 92 reps completed, so he's closing in on his final reps on the chest to bar pull-up. It looks like he's pulling ahead here. We're 8 minutes and 15 seconds into this competition. 5 reps left, and he'll do them all 5 in a row. Oh, no, I take it back. Dropped off for the final 2, so it's probably part of his game plan, right?
Well, he might have thought he was done.
Gotcha.
I think he thought he was done, but this is where he needs to be. He needs a big lead going into the pistols and especially the dumbbell snatches. He is by far the smallest athlete in the field. That dumbbell is going to be heavy for him. He needs a big lead going into that last one.
And the body weight movement is something that he excels at, just like this one-legged squat. And explain what the body's gone through with the wall balls. Now they've had a little bit of a break with their lower body for the chest to bar pull-ups. Now they're moving on to the one-legged squats, and there Chan is going to join Chris Spieler. So Chris doesn't have much of a lead, but explain what's now happening to the lower bodies as they start these one-legged squats.
So now your legs are already fatigued from those wall balls. You've got to come into a very high-skilled, high flexibility, high-strength movement. This one-legged squat is all 3 of those elements in equal portions. And what we're seeing now is 3 excellent technicians going to work here now. Matt Chan in the middle of your screen, I talked to him earlier today. He had knee surgery in the offseason. He said he needs to be very deliberate on these pistols. He needs to slow down and be very deliberate to protect that knee. He needs to keep his form near perfect. A little twist the wrong way could be devastating to him. So he said he's going to slow down, really pace it on these pistols, and just be methodically not knocking them out.
Well, and he's such a smart competitor, too. And he is well aware that he's coming into this event with a 12-point lead, so he doesn't have to kill himself on this event and risk injuring that knee. He's got a little bit of a cushion coming in. So, in lane 7, Chris Spieler working on his second set of 20 one-legged squats. In fact, he'll finish his second set of 20 with 2 reps left. Looks like the judge is holding up the fingers. Now he will move on and start his 3rd set of 20 one-legged squats. That is your current leader, Chris Spieler from Park City, Utah.
Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure Spieler's going to end up first to the dumbbell. We'll see if some of these bigger athletes can pass him on that dumbbell. I know Chan's going to be trying to dial him in, and especially Hathcock. If you remember last year, going into the very last event, Hathcock, who's currently in 3rd, was in 3rd place going into the last event at regionals. Chris Spieler jumped him in that last event to take the final spot to the 2012 CrossFit Games. Hathcock's got to have that in his mind and wants maybe a little bit of payback on Chris today as he tries to dial him in and catch him in this event.
So here are your leaders. Chris Spieler working on his 3rd set of 20 on the right. Matt Chan in lane number 6, and Matt is working on his 3rd set of 20. Chris just completed 60 and is moving towards his 80th rep. We're 11 minutes and almost 30 seconds into this workout. There's a 25-minute time cap. The time to beat on the day was established in the last heat by Brandon Miracle. 25 minutes and 9 seconds. He completed 92 of his snatches, but the overall event record was established last week by Jason Kalipa in the Northern California Regional, and he smashed this workout 20 minutes and 15 seconds.
These one-legged squats are such a gnarly part of this event. This event's gnarly in of itself, but 100 one-legged squats, this kind of volume and this movement hasn't been done before in a CrossFit competition. This is taking it to a new level. This is a very difficult exercise to do, and they have to do 50 reps on each leg.
Chris Spieler has completed 80 reps. He's down to 18 reps now, and then he will move on to the final portion of the workout. And he's got a great time. Right now he's sitting at 12 minutes and 22 seconds into the workout. I'm sure he's got things broken down and is keeping an eye on that clock and is on pace. Is that what you would do as an athlete? Keep an eye on where you need to be?
Yeah. You've got a pace set. You've got how you're executing. For Spiel, it's get to that dumbbell in first place and execute from there. I'm sure he's got a number of reps he wants to do per set once he gets to that dumbbell, and just keep it moving.
It looks like Zach Forrest moved ahead of Matt Chan, and Zach Forrest has now completed over 80 reps and is working on his final set of 20. So Chris Spieler does complete the one-legged squats first. So he completes the chest bar pull-ups first, he completes the one-legged squats first, and will be the first one to start the final portion of the workout, the one-arm snatches. So he's going to be taking that weight from ground to overhead in one movement. It's a 70-pound weight. Having a little discussion with his judge there. What will the judges be looking for on this portion of the workout?
So simply got to see that dumbbell get from a position on the ground to overhead, and you have to control it. You have to set the dumbbell down. Chris got a no rep there, so he's going to be doing 101 reps rather than 100. Every rep is going to count there. So,
and he got a no rep because he actually dropped it a little bit too much. It looks like that's what the judge was telling him. He's got to lower it. He just got another no rep. So he's got to lower it with control. He can use two hands.
He's got to set it on the ground. He can't drop it. It can't bounce on the bottom.
And Zach Forrest has now joined Chris Spieler on the mat for the one-arm snatches. They do have to alternate arms, and they do have to lower that weight in control. 70 pounds. Zach Forrest is going to step away from it a little bit. He's in the green shirt, and boy, he's looking strong. His technique is efficient here. He's able to use his legs after what he's gone through with the one-legged squats and the wall balls.
Yeah, so this dumbbell snatch should be primarily driven by the legs, but your legs are toast after those one-legged squats. So some guys might rely on their upper body early on and go back to the legs later on.
Here are your two leaders, Chris Spieler on the right, no shirt, Zach Forrest on the left in the green shirt, and working on their first set of 20 dumbbell snatches. In talking to some of the athletes that have done this workout, Josh, they've said that by far and away, the snatch portion of the workout was the worst part. Why is that?
No, that's where most of the time's going to be spent. The reason why it's the worst part is because what you've done in the previous three movements, especially those one-legged squats, you don't have your legs left to be able to help on this movement. And this dumbbell snatch should be primarily a leg and hip driven movement with the upper body assisting secondarily. So those muscles that are responsible for getting that dumbbell up over your head are pretty fatigued by the time they get here.
Here are your three leaders. Now Matt Hathcock will join the party on the one-arm dumbbell snatches. Chris Spieler just completes 20 reps, but it looks like he did several extra ones with all those no reps in there. Matt Chan chipping away at his first set of 20. Matt Hathcock in the blue shirt starting in on his first set of 20. There's Matt Chan in lane number 6. He stood on the podium last year at the games. He placed second at the games last year. Wants to make not only a return trip, but also stand on the podium again. Looks like several of the athletes are receiving no reps as they're getting a little frustrated. Does that play with your head a little bit?
Yeah, you know what, it does. You don't want to do any extra reps, but the main thing is you just have to communicate with your judge, figure out what they're looking for, and then execute that. There's no time to argue with the judge. You can't go back and change things. Do what the judge is asking for you to do and move on.
And here's Zach Forrest working on his second set of 20. Looks like he received a no rep. And these guys are next to each other. As you watch somebody else, another competitor, advance down that mat and passing you or jumping in the next station ahead of you, can that affect your game plan at all?
Yeah, it can shake you. It can get you out of your strategy. Not for these games veterans, but some of the new guys can take them out of their game plan. Don't want to do that. We're not there yet. We've still got quite a bit of ways to go in this workout. But at some point, you've got to look at the guys that you need to beat on the leaderboard, and you've just got to go. You've got to dig down and go. And sometimes that strategy is just pedal to the metal and go.
So Chris Spieler working on his second set of 40, or excuse me, second set of 20, working towards that 40th rep. And in lane number 4, in the green shirt, Zach Forrest, they're only separated by a few reps. So Zach Forrest is closing the gap fast on Chris Spieler.
And I think Matt Chan's starting to get his legs back. I expect him to, once we get to the 60 and 80 mark on that mat, I'm going to expect to see him pick up the pace a little bit. And then Hathcock in the pink shorts, that kind of stands out to me there. But he needs to pick off Forrest and Spieler if he wants to not be 4th this year, but to be 3rd or higher and go to the games.
Don't have to repeat from last year. Zach Forrest completes his second set of 20 and is now working towards his 60th rep on the one-arm snatches. Chris Spieler right behind him. These guys are neck and neck, virtually starting at the same time. It looks like Zach got a little bit of a jump on Chris and is only 1 or 2 reps ahead. The crowd, man, they know exactly how much is on the line for this workout and how it will affect the overall score.
Yeah, and you know, Mr. Forrest a little bit bigger than Mr. Spieler there, a little advantage here on this weightlifting movement, but Spieler is from Park City, Utah. He actually trains at a higher altitude than we're at right now. Forrest, Las Vegas, a little bit lower on the altitude scale there, so I believe that Spiel training at 7,000 feet towards the end of this workout, that may benefit him a little bit more on the red blood cell count working for him.
Every little bit helps. Zach Forrest, current leader. He's trading the lead back and forth with Chris Spieler. Zach Forrest in the green shirt and minimizing that rest period. And it's so crucial now that they're closing in on the final portions of this workout. We just hit the 19-minute mark. They have 6 minutes left until the time cap. Less than 40 reps, a little more than 40 reps left. And it looks like we'll see several athletes finish this workout. Pat Burke still chipping away at those one-legged squats, closing in on the final portions of the one-legged squat part, and then he will move on to the dumbbell snatches. So I expected him to do a little better on this.
Yeah, I thought this would be a good event for him. It looks like it might be the end of the road for his consecutive games appearances.
And Zach Forrest missed going to the games last year. He was there in 2011, placed 12th that year, so he wants to make a return trip. And doing well on this workout is definitely going to increase his chances. He really needs this one. He came into this workout in 5th place with 25 points.
If he can get a win here and get that precious 1 point, that's going to dramatically help his chances.
And he moves the weight forward, just knocked down another 20 reps and is able to advance that weight. So he is outdistancing Chris Spieler at this point. It looks like he's got 4 or 5 reps on Spieler. And Matt Chan is now catching up to Chris Spieler. Chris receives a no rep. He's only got 2 reps left.
So
Matt
right now,
Chan only has 3 reps left.
The body's tiring, the mind is starting to go. You've got to pay attention to what you're doing. You've got to stay with what the judges are telling you, which is guide that dumbbell all the way down.
And Matt Chan will advance to the 80 rep mark on the mat. He is working on his 4th set of 20, and good friends. They've been good friends for a long time. Matt Chan, you see him reach over, give Chris a high five. They reach the 80 mark on their mats virtually at the same time, but Matt is able to pick it up, minimize his rest period just a little bit more, and he picked up that weight a little ahead of Chris Spieler.
Yeah, I wonder if Chan is chasing down Forrest. At this point, on the leaderboard, Matt's pretty safe. As long as he's finishing in the top 3, he's not going anywhere. He's going to maintain that #1 slot. But you got to think he wants to win this event. Can he track down Forrest? And we've got Hathcock that just moved up to that 80 sign on the mat there as well. He's really got to push himself. He needs to pass one of these 3 guys that are ahead of him. He needs a top 3 finish if he wants to move up the leaderboard and go to the games.
We just passed 21 minutes and 30 seconds into this workout, 25-minute time cap. We'll see several athletes finish this, I would expect, but they do have to dig down deep. This is an event where we see what somebody's character is all about, because these guys are gutting it out, and it is a gut check going through these reps. 100 one-arm snatches with 70 pounds. The physical capacity that these athletes display is just amazing.
Yeah, so right now, their legs are dead from those one-legged squats and wall balls, and now their back is starting to lock up from reaching down to pick up that dumbbell and also guide it on the way down. Typically, they snatch, they're a little bit higher off the ground, right, with that barbell. This dumbbell, they really have to bend over and get low. That's going to fatigue that low back.
And Zach Forrest has completed 81 reps at this point. He's closing in on the last set of 20 reps, one-arm snatches. Keep an eye on Zach Forrest in lane number, he is in lane number 4 with the green shirt. He's got less than 20 reps left, and Matt Chan now moves to his final 20 reps of one-arm snatches. He's completed 80. So Zach Forrest, green shirt, first place. Matt Chan, lane number 6, in second place. And Chris Spieler, Matt Hathcock battling it out for third.
Yeah, Hathcock on your far left in the beard. He's been quietly sneaking up, working his way through. Chris Hoppy has been working his way into this mix on the far left in the beard.
And Chris Spieler completes 80 reps and moves on to his final set of 20. But right now, it's a race between Zach Forrest in the green shirt, who's setting that dumbbell down a little bit too much. But look at Matt Chan pour it on with his last 20 reps.
Zach Forrest has got to go. He's got to be able to see that out of his peripheral vision, and he's got to go or else Matt Chan's going to take this event.
This is exactly why Matt Chan stood on the podium as a second place at the games last year. Look at him finish. He is not stopping. He's not setting the bar down. This guy has grit, and this guy has guts. He is pouring it on, going through
now
the
remember,
pain.
it's not over until they get on their mat. There's going to be a sprint.
Oh, it is a race.
Zach
Zach Forrest steps up first. Matt Chan right behind him. What an exciting finish right down to the end. Matt poured it on at the end. Wow, that was exciting.
Now let's start to look who's going to be third. Who is going to be third? These are precious points. Precious points these guys are seeking out here.
We're at 24 minutes and 14 seconds into the workout, so they've got less than 45 seconds until the time cutoff. A frustrated Chris Spieler
He got
as
no
Matt
reps in.
Hathcock passes him and will take third in this workout. Wow, what an exciting heat. What an exciting race.
That's huge for Matt right there. That's huge.
And Chris Spieler battling it out for every rep he can. I'd like to know how many no reps he got in this workout.
Needs to finish next. He needs to finish next.
And
his last event today is not going to be a good one for
15 seconds
him.
and 2 reps, and he got another no rep. And he's got 2 reps left, 1 rep left. But he's running out of time, and it will count. He'll step on the mat and beat the time period. An unofficial time, 24 minutes, 56 seconds. Seemed like he had a lot of no reps, but he did get 4th place in this workout. And we'll see.
Most inspirational athlete in CrossFit right there, Chris Spieler.
That was an exciting finish. Zach Forrest jumped ahead on those one-arm snatches, but man, give it up to experienced CrossFitter and competitor Matt Chan, who caught him right at the end and pushed him. He made him work for every single rep. Matt Hathcock coming in third for him was huge.
Huge. Yeah, if he can continue that momentum into the next event, Zach Forrest 1 point there that helps him on the leaderboard. It's going to be tight. This is such an exciting race for those first 3 slots.
Wow. That was fun to watch. These athletes put on a display, and we know that they're experienced CrossFitters. These guys, we'll talk about recovery here in a second, but before we do that, I want to go down to the competition floor. Clay is standing by with our winner.
Justin, thanks for the toss. Hey, Zach Forrest, man, they said that you were going to be a strong contender at this event, and you went out and finished strong. Did you feel the heat coming on?
Oh yeah, Matt was breathing down my neck. Oh yeah, I just want to stay in front of Chan.
What a finish now. You've been 5th place. You went to the games 2 years ago and 5th place out of the regionals this year. You must be hungry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to win.
Well, that's going to help you along the way. And Zach, congratulations, man. Was that a super tough event?
Was there what?
A super challenging event. How hard was it?
Absolutely. I knew I had a good shot at winning, but developed a good game plan and just stick to it until the end. And you just go.
Very good. And you felt, like you said, you felt Matt right behind you there. That would put some added pressure on. Way to squeak it out in the end.
I needed that. I needed that, yeah.
Very good. Well, good luck going forward. Max effort, CrossFit from Vegas. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And back to Justin and Josh.
Thank you, Clay. Congratulations, Zach Forrest. That will conclude our coverage of the men's competition for event number 4. You can follow all of the action and the results on your computer. Just go to games.crossfit.com/leaderboard. For Josh Everett, I'm Justin Judkins. Thanks for joining us.